Hi, this is Rachelle from Rivet Patterns. Today we're going to be talking about bicep adjustments on a Dolman sleeve. Dolman sleeves are almost completely different than a set-in or a raglan because the whole shoulder seam is part of the bodice, and then if you're doing a long sleeve, it's separate. You might find different variations of this, but in generally speaking, you make your adjustments for your bicep here and here. So the small bicep adjustment on a Dolman is much like the full. You just go the opposite direction. So you don't want to, and this is a two-piece Dolman. A single piece Dolman is very, very similar, and I'll show you that at the end real quick. But you don't want to mess with, this is the back piece obviously, you don't want to mess with the neckline, and you don't want to mess with the length of the shoulder seam. And a Dolman is a little bit different because your shoulder seam leads into your sleeve, and then this is, on this one is on Daisy, this is approximately where your bicep is, and this is where we're going to adjust it. If you have a one piece one, you're going to have to kind of guesstimate or make a muslin and mark it. So your full bicep is right. If you make a Rosie the Riveter move, it's where your muscles are the biggest around. So measure that, and then look at your size chart and see if your size chart has a bicep measurement on it. It's much more helpful. But or you can measure your pattern piece. So in this case, let's say that we want to, our bicep measurement is an inch smaller than the pattern piece. A lot of people don't bother because a little extra room, whatever. But if you're looking for a more tailored fit and you find you have a lot of excess around your upper arm, you might give this a shot. So what we're going to do, so we're going to take a full inch out. You actually have to split it because this is the back, but you also have the front. So it's a ½ inch per side of the bodice. So we're going to take out ½ an inch from here at the underarm, right? Okay, so this is the ½ inch, and you're going to want to draw your seam allowance back in. Okay, and then you're going to blend. Something like that, maybe a little more gentle. Okay, so that will reduce that. Then, whatever you do here, you also have to do on the front bodice, or if you're doing this on the front bodice, the back bodice. You also have to do it on your sleeve. Let's see, I didn't leave enough room here. 1 sec. Just cut this out because it'll make it easier to show you at the end. Yes, I am using a rotary cutter. This one is specifically for paper. Got this idea from somebody, I don't know who, but I bless them because it has made my cutting out take much less time. Don't matter about the wrist, but okay. So here we are at the sleeve. So we need to do the same thing. You're going to take out ½ an inch. So find where your ½ inch comes down. This is your mark. And then you're going to make your seam allowance, your 3/8 seam allowance, and blend it. Just like that. So now, when you go to match these up, of course it's the wrong side because the back bodice, you can kind of see it here. So these are going to come in together, right? So, and they don't match up here because this has a seam allowance taken out of it too. So if you had a one-piece Dolman where it just, the whole thing was together, you can see if you take the seam allowance out of this guy, and then take that out. So this is going to be what you would do if this was all one. You're going to find generally where your bicep is. Again, you might need to make a muslin and actually measure, especially on a one piece when you're not sure. And you're going to blend it up. That's how you reduce your bicep. on a dolman top.